Welcome to Laugh Out Lore's Secret of Eldruma. We have merchandise. You can go to laughoutlour.com and check out our merch. You can hang out on our Discord. We're trying to be more active on that just by typing in either socials or Discord in our chat with an exclamation point. And I'll do that now just so everybody sees. That's actually all the announcements I really had tonight. So where we left off last week, you guys were trying to find out what exactly happened to Traka. You started investigating.
I'm still seeing a starting soon screen, Brandon.
Yeah, I just haven't switched over to our cameras yet.
Okay.
There we go. Thanks for that. Also, if anybody's watching, we have 5 people watching. So if you do hear any kind of weirdness, my firewall had an update today, so I'm hoping it doesn't mess with the stream. But so far, we're doing pretty good. So where we left off, you guys were investigating Traka's death. Bjork is not with you at this moment. You don't really realize or know exactly where he's at this moment. But Henry, Dr. Filbert Freud, Nylar, which is unfortunately not here tonight, and Dragoon are on the roof. Sharkbait was already on the roof, so he's kind of just hanging out there with you guys as well. And you guys were trying to figure out exactly what happened. You guys followed a blood trail, could see that someone laid here in wait. And that's pretty much all you know. Malak, are you going to go up onto the roof and join them?
Yes. Sorry, I had to get back to my screen.
No problem. All right. So, you guys are on the roof. Henry, what do you do?
I remember I went over and was like kneeling over the blood pool trying to distract everybody.
Yep. So, you guys are kind of standing, kind of huddled together. Dr. Freud, you kind of have your wheelchair kind of separated, and your little talons built into the wheelchair is actually holding on to the roof itself, so you can kind of get a really close look as well. And you all see Henry kind of just climb up, or actually, I think you teleported with Misty Step right onto the puddle of blood you guys were looking at.
I think I did, yeah. See what was going on.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, guys? What you looking at?
We're trying to figure out what this puddle of blood is here.
I'm gonna like step in it and be like, "What puddle of blood?"
Oh, fuck. The one you just stepped in.
Oh, fuck. My bad. I should really look before I sleep.
Can you back up a little bit, please?
Drag my foot. Yeah. All right. What are we looking for?
God. Okay. This guy. Trying to figure out where this trail leads, if it goes anywhere. What might have left this trail of blood, puddle of blood?
Not to be confused with puddle of mud.
Keep wanting to say she fucking hates me.
Yep.
Like, I feel like a real detective.
Well, back up, detective. Never mind. Malak, you got any ideas?
I just know that seeing how Henry's acting is definitely making me think he's a little sus. He has now destroyed more than a couple pieces of evidence while we were trying to investigate. I just don't know how to feel about it. Malak's trying to give this guy a fair shake, but every time he turns around, he's fucking wiping up evidence or fucking smearing dirt all over a handlebar. So I'm just kind of in my own on this one. I really don't know.
What are you talking about? I'm just trying to look at stuff.
Yeah, and Henry, you look
I'm
down.
Ruining stuff.
You look down and you definitely see the smear that you left behind as you kind of just rolled your foot back. You didn't even really pick it up, and Malak's kind of just pointing out the smear at this point. Dr. Filbert Freud, you also see the smear Sharkbait Dragoon, you do too. In fact, everyone except for Henry, roll a d20 for me.
16.
God damn it.
Okay.
18 for Dragoon.
Okay. Dr. Philbert Freud?
2.
2. Awesome. And Sharkbait?
Yeah.
I think you're on mute, Sharkbait.
One right now. How do you flip the fucking camera around? Oh, there we go.
Yell at that phone.
You could barely see it with my.
Oh, yeah, but I see it, though. So anyone who scored over a 17, so I think it's Dragoon and Sharkbait. This is, like, the fact that he misty stepped directly into the puddle and he had smeared the blood on the railings, you get the sense that something is amiss. The rest of you do not. You kind of have an inkling, but it's not a super strong feeling yet.
Hey, Henry, why don't me and you go talk downstairs for a minute?
What do you want to talk about?
You'll see when we get down there.
Why we gotta go downstairs? Why don't we just talk right here?
Because I'm tired of you fucking with things.
I gotta
ain't
make a
fucking
call.
with
I'll be right
anything. I'm trying to help you guys fucking do whatever you're investigating here. We're being detectives.
And you're stepping in the fucking evidence. And you're
There
fucking
wasn't
shit
a
up.
marker on it. Portaled up here to see what you guys are doing. Now you're mad at me.
Dragoon walks down the stairs screaming in Draconic, fucking goddamn it, fuck this, fuck everything, fuck it all, I don't even care now.
You're on the roof. Do you hop down?
Yes.
Are you looking where you're going? Because you're kind of mad at this point.
Nope.
Roll a dexterity check.
Don't fucking care.
$15.
Now roll a general d20.
Okay. Oh. Shit. Not in the box. Natural 20.
Somehow, without even looking, you're able to find the balcony. You just hop down nonchalantly and just storm off. Inside, as you start walking through the room, a couple of guards walk into the room.
I'm pretty sure they turn and notice a big dragonborn walking down
Oh, yeah.
screaming in Draconic.
They're kind of standing in front of the doorway.
Excuse me for a minute. Guards.
They stay where they are.
Go to one of the other guys for a minute, please.
Um,
I'm gonna like look at Filbert and be like, "What the hell's his problem?"
You might want to go find out.
Dragoon.
Yes.
As you're kind of just standing there. Actually, Henry, are you hopping down as well?
Yeah, after asking Filbert
Okay.
what the hell his problem is and him saying you might want to find out, I guess I'll go hop down there and see.
And then Dr. Philbert Freud, I know you just muted so you could chew, so apologies. What are you wanting
okay.
to do?
Do what?
What are you wanting to do? You see Henry hop down after telling him, go find out.
I'm gonna wait a minute till he's out of sight, and then I'm gonna hop down, fly down, and kind of slink back a little bit, but follow him.
Okay. And then, so it'll take you a little bit longer to notice the guards. But Henry, you drop down and you look in to see Dragoon kind of standing in front of a couple guards. They are side by side, blocking the exit, or actually, I guess, entrance to the room. Malak, what are you doing?
Let me.
I guess before I jump down, I'm going to ask Malak if he wants to come with me.
Malak, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna turn into a rat.
Okay, you are on the roof, so you're going to be using rat stats. I will say, being a
You wanna
rat, you would probably
hitch
be
a ride?
pretty. You would probably be okay with being on a roof, but there's going to be some slickness, just because it's stone shingles. You know, there's no real grip to them, unless you can find footing.
Can he hitch a ride on my lap?
Yeah, he definitely could if he wanted to.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Cool.
All right.
So Dr. Philbert Freud, you're like, Malak, you want to come with? And Malak's like, yeah, hold on. And he kind of just shrinks down into a rat, and you kind of pet your leg. You're like, come on. Malak, you
Oh,
hop
bro,
up there.
let's go.
Dragoon, you, before anything else, you actually hear someone walking up the steps. He does live on the top floor, so there's about 3 flights of stairs. It has 3 stories. And by the time you see a female elf walk up to you, Henry is right behind you. You would probably hear Henry coming up to, unless you were stealthing Henry.
No, but I'm not like I'm not smiling anymore. My demeanor's changed since there's guards
Okay.
in the room. More serious now.
Okay. So I think actually, Dragoon, you would see her first as she kind of turns the corner, because you can kind of see out into the hallway a bit. And as she walks up, she's kind of blocked by the same guards that are blocking you, and she kind of just goes, and the guards just straighten up really quick and step out of the way. As she enters the room, she's like a foot away from you because you really haven't moved much, but they close the gap again as soon as she walks in. Who are you?
Who the
My
fuck
name's
are
Henry.
you?
I am High Inspector Rebecca Salswitz.
Well, good. What time is it? Evening, I'm guessing?
It would be actually about mid-morning. You guys got to the cup
Same.
early, so
Henry's gonna pull out his notebook and write her name down.
perfect.
I'm gonna go. Good early morning, Rebecca. Could you ask your guards to move so I can stomp my way out of this house in frustration?
She
Mad at me.
She looks at between the two of you and she goes, "What are you doing in a crime scene?"
My fucking buddy was murdered here. I'm not handling it very fucking well. I would like to walk out for a minute.
I'm gonna whisper to Dragoon. You really shouldn't talk to her that way. You're gonna make her angry.
Fuck off, Henry.
She kind of looks between you two and pulls out a notebook of her own and starts writing something down. If either of you, about this time actually, Dr. Philbert Freud and Malak, you would be flying down, and you see this lady kind of writing in a little thing. She's actually quite tall. She's about 6'4", very slender. She is very well dressed, but not in a noble way. It is very much common clothes, but they are very neat. You see the kind of quill that she's using. You don't see any ink pots laying around, so it's kind of interesting that she can write without really anything to dip her pen in or her quill in. And as she looks back up, that's when you notice that she's not even holding the quill.
I'm gonna be
Cute magic
intrigued by
trick.
this and be like, "Wow, how'd you do that? Where'd you get the magic pen?"
This is my pen. It is telepathically linked to me. And let's just say I don't recommend it. A bit of your soul has to go into it.
Where can I get one?
She looks you up and down. Actually, I don't even have my dice out. What the hell, Brandon?
DM fail.
I was eating before this.
Sure, blame the food.
I was eating.
And I was eating.
Who ate you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, because I know it wasn't me.
True. She looks at you, Henry, and the quill starts scribbling again. And she says, She looks back over at Dragoon. She says, so you knew the person that died?
Strogamash of the 501 Brigade.
As you're speaking, the quill is scribbling down.
I want to look at it and say, I hope that thing can write in Draconic as I'm speaking it.
I'm gonna call Traka up the stairs as Henry.
Okay. Is there a range for?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then yeah, I would. Let's say. Well, still, even then, it still wouldn't be very far. So yeah, you can definitely call him up, and he starts trampling up the stairs. It is Walter coming with
The
him.
creature is within 60 feet of me. I figure Walter's just perched on his shoulder. So
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. And
give
he's
it
well
a
within
second,
60
and
feet.
I'll show you who died. Hear some stomping up the stairs, and in will walk Traka, just trying to push through the two guards.
All right. Actually, have Traka do a strength check to see if he can push past them.
To 17.
Because they're pretty mindless, right? It's whatever you say goes.
Yeah.
And you said come here, so he would just try to get through regardless, not aggressively. But what do you
No,
say?
he's just trying to get to me.
Say a 17 flat or 17 plus something.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the stat sheet
Okay,
for
cool.
it now. Yeah, 18 total.
One guard gets shoved a little bit and kind of knocks off kilter. The other rolled actually pretty high and kind of just steadfast. He looks behind him and kind of just like starts for a second. But the guy that got knocked over actually bumps into Rebecca, High Inspector Rebecca, and she kind of looks back and she goes, "Is that the body?"
Well, he's not a body anymore. He's my friend. No one was using it.
So you stole a corpse, disturbed a crime scene.
The corpse was just laying in the street. No one claimed it.
Yes, he did, Inspector. Yes, he did.
And what the hell is this monkey?
The monkey was with him. They were friends. Didn't you watch the game thingy this morning?
No, I was too busy chasing after people that tried to kill you. Well, kill him.
Tried to kill
And him.
me.
And him.
People
Wait,
are trying to kill me? I'm
So
gonna
you-
need you to protect me, Inspector. I think it's the turtle.
She looks around and sees no turtle. What turtle? I don't see any turtles around. I see an Orokra, a Dragonborn, an elf, and I can't remember Aldarian. I can't remember what kind of elf, but
Eladrin.
Eladrin. Thank you. An Eladrin elf and another Orokra. But I don't see. Well, then you also have this monkey and half orc. He's pretty beaten up.
This is strange. They've hidden a turtle. He was like 6 feet tall.
A 6 feet tall turtle. She looks.
Portal turtle. He was big.
I'm a
Inspector,
Roll
do not
perception to
have
see if
any
I would-
idea what he's talking about.
Go ahead,
We
Henry.
didn't have a turtle.
Noted.
That is a 24
For what?
for perception.
Yeah, there's no turtle.
Did I notice the rat in
With that high of perception,
Iron's lap?
definitely.
I'd say,
Let me see
in
if
all
I would put
seriousness,
it
I'm probably
together.
calling all around Dr. Phil before trying to get the best listening point.
You're trying to do what, Malak?
But
I'm crawling all over the hell in creation over Dr. Filbert Freud, trying to like get the best listening spot. Finally,
Okay.
I just want to jump off of this chair and then turn into a turtle.
She kind of
I'm
steps
like,
back.
ha! I told you there was a turtle. That one's trying to kill me.
And as she steps back a bit, kind of pushing against the guard that bumped into her as well, her quill is writing even faster. And Dragoon, you would have noticed. Actually, roll a perception, Dragoon.
While he's rolling perception, would like to stick my hand out and offer to shake her hand, and then introduce myself as Malak.
Okay, Dragoon.
21.
You would have noticed when you were speaking in Draconic, the quill was writing as well. Malak, you stick out your hand, and she takes it firmly. And as you say, "My name is Malak," you see the quill again hovering on her little notebook, writing down. Go ahead. While she's kind of distracted with Malak, if anyone would like to peek at her notebook, you can.
Would I have gotten the glance of it?
I'm
From
definitely
mine?
going to do that.
Um,
I'm gonna like misty step behind her so I can just look over her shoulder. and-
okay. How tall are you? Because she's quite tall.
Like 6'2".
She's taller than you, so you could not look over her shoulder.
I'd be able to like look
You could,
around.
yeah,
them.
look
I'll-
around. Dragoon,
around.
you would
Yes,
not have seen what she wrote yet because it was against you, so you couldn't see past it.
That's right.
But she is
Okay.
turning towards Malak, so that would give you Henry, Dr. Filbert Freud, and Sharkbait all a pretty good view at her notebook.
I was just going to say, as Malak goes up there, I was going to go up next to him, and as he's introducing himself, while she's distracted, I was going to sneak a peek,
Okay.
see if I could get my head a little high up there and sneak a peek at her notebook.
All right, so I need Dragoon, Henry, Dr. Filbert Freud, and Sharkbait to all make a perception check.
I got 8.
You do not see what she's written.
I got 12.
You also do not see it.
Got a dirty
11.
20.
You do see it. I don't know why it says Zoom user again. Let me change your name to Sharkbait.
Oh, because I left and came back. Sorry.
Oh.
Sharkbait, you rolled an 11, you said?
Yes, sir.
You do not see what's on the notebook. But Dr. Filbert Freud, you see... Actually, what languages do you speak?
Just a second. Okay, I can't. My tongue's not working today. Auran.
Arokra?
That one. And Auran.
Auran?
Celestial, Common, and Elvish.
You see marks on the page, but you're not able to recognize it. Actually, who rolled a 12? You would see pieces, but what languages do you speak?
Oh, hold on. Celestial, Common, and Draconic.
You also do not know what it says. But it looks very, very much like chicken scratch. It's not super legible. It seems to be... Yeah, you're not really sure. It's not something you've seen before, though. And as you guys, as she shakes Malak's hand, she goes, "Nice to meet you. I am High Inspector Rebecca Salswitz, and again, why are you all
Say-
disturbing my crime scene?"
We were trying to investigate our dead friend to see what happened to him.
So you're with the guard.
No. We saw one thing that we saw was our friend laying flat ass on the ground like a pancake. And we've been having guys try to killing us all day, so we're trying to figure it out.
You mean that friend? And she points behind her. Well, yeah, behind her, and like Traka has made his entrance, and he's kind of just standing between her and the guards. That
I'm
you
gonna
know
look at
that
her.
friend.
I'm gonna look at her and say with the most stone solid face, because I feel like having explained, to like Dragoon with the whole body, and this has only been not very long ago, and all that. I'm gonna look directly at her and be like, "Look, my friend isn't in that body anymore. My friend is gone. That is his corpse. That is just walking around."
I'm gonna whisper to the police officer. The dragon asked me to bring him back.
I have a feeling that's not exactly what he meant.
Dragoon's
wasn't
eye
very
starts
specific.
twitching really hard as he's like death staring fucking Henry.
As this conversation, as Henry talks about bringing back and Dragoon, your eyes just like dart over to Henry. The notebook's page flips over, and you actually see her turn it over as well, and draws something. She is facing you guys, so Malak, and actually just Malak at this point. Roll a perception check to see if you can see what she's drawing, especially since you've been drawing lately.
That's a 7. I don't probably recognize shit.
You look at it. You're not really able to see, but you can see enough to know it's a portrait or a more like a headshot. But you can't see much about it because as she's drawing it out, it kind of just turns ever so slightly in her hand to kind of face it away from you. And then she flips it back around and flips another page over, so you can't really tell what's on the other page. She says, "Interesting. Okay, so you're not with the soldier. You're not with the guard. You're not an inspector. You're not an investigator or a licensed investigator, unless you do have paperwork." And she hands out her hand.
I
I want to give her a high five.
Roll a dexterity check.
19.
Yeah, she's not fast enough to move her hand away, and you just... And she looks at you, and the guard step forward. She goes, "Hold on. That was
High five.
unexpected. A high five generally means up in the air.
Yeah, this one was down low.
Down low. Okay.
I doubt I could have got you to raise your arm up.
She kind of looks around. She goes, "You're an odd bunch, aren't you?"
Well, seeing as my buddy just died and I'm trying to stay light about things, it kind of is odd.
She looks over at you, Dragoon, and over back at Henry. And she says, "All right, well, do you mind just, a half of you over there and half of you over there?" She kind of just points to the other different sides of the rooms. She says, "I'd like to take statements from each of you, if that's okay."
I want to look at her and go, "Miss
No.
Rebecca, you pretty much got this. You're going to get the same thing from at least 4 of us. We found our buddy laying in the ground, right over there, dead.
Go ahead, Henry.
When we came up."
I'm gonna tell Traka and Infernal to go stand by the railing on the balcony.
Okay. You see her look at you, and she looks at you with not understanding, but she the quill still does right as you're talking. But it seems like actually roll an insight.
9.
Actually, that's probably
that's
enough.
12. Sorry.
Oh, that's definitely enough. Yeah, so you see the look, and you can tell that she doesn't understand what you said, but the quill still does right. I'm assuming Traka just walks up to the banister where he actually originally
he just walks and stands there.
She goes, "All right, so if you guys head over there, I actually wanted to talk to Chaka first, if that's okay.
I'm gonna tell Chaka and Undercommon this time to come back and talk to the inspector.
Okay. The Quill again writes, and she does have a look of recognition. And she says, "Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, we could have talked on the balcony, but whatever." And as Chaka walks up, I'm assuming he's just standing right in front of her.
He kind of.
You see her pull something out of her bag, and it's a scroll. And she starts speaking. You're a wizard, correct, Henry?
Yes.
You would probably recognize this as arcane, not really sigils or runes, but almost its own language, and you understand it as you're a well-versed wizard. But you're not really. Can you cast Speak with the Dead? Is it available to you yet?
No.
Okay.
I can look and see if I would be able to.
Yeah, if you could.
I don't have it equipped.
We'll say for now, if you have that spell, then you would know, because I know you'll be able to learn it eventually. But if you have that spell in your repertoire or in your grimoire, you know what spell it is, and it is Speak with Dead. And you see the scroll kind of just light up as she's talking, and a flash of light just pops up. And where once you saw this just kind of ragged zombie straightens up just a little. And she says, Chakamash. Now, Anthony, with the spell you have to answer you have to answer truthfully, but it does not say that you have to answer the question asked. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
I get 5 questions.
Okay.
Technically, me saying Chakamash was a question.
Yes.
Well, apologies for bringing you back, but I do have a couple questions for you. So, firstly,
That's 2.
No, that was not a question. That was a statement. Firstly, do you recognize these around you?
Just gonna look. Everyone except for this guy. Point at Henry.
She nods, and scribbling happens on the quill. Third question. Do you understand what happened to you?
I was here with Fredrickson. Where's Fredrickson?
Yes. Unfortunately, he's in jail, waiting questioning from me, to be exact. Fourth question. Do you know who killed you?
I'm dead.
You would know you were dead.
No, I was on the balcony with Fredrickson, and that's the last thing I remember.
Damn, I was hoping this would be an open and shut case. 5. Do you want to stay a zombie?
Do I have a choice? I mean,
And with that, the breath leaves your voice, leaves once again, and you slump back over into a zombie. She goes, well, that wasn't very informative, but it does corroborate that you guys are friends, so I guess that's
Henry
okay.
is like absolutely glowing. He's like, wow, that was fucking awesome.
She looks over at Henry. She goes,
Like, can you do that again?
Yes, I could, but
Do it again.
bringing them back repeatedly kind of loses the effect a bit. Henry, while we're on the topic, it's kind of coincidental that you were there when he died, or very shortly after. What were you doing before this?
I was in the crowd watching the games, doing the fair, hanging out. the Queen's week.
Where exactly were you located?
Down there on the street on the right side in the crowd of people. And then there was a body, and we looked at it, and I saw a dragon crying, and I was like, hey, I can bring him back. He was like, yeah, bring him back. So now I've got a zombie.
Anyone who understands Undercommon, you hear her speak aloud. Go check out his alibi. And she kind of turns around. Okay. And this whole thing is, again, just the quills just keeps going. She goes, and what about you lot? I know most of you, including Trokamash, was on stage. But what happened after? There is a time gap. Dragon, I think you're on mute.
Miss Rebecca, or Inspector, whichever you prefer.
Inspector, please.
We split up. Traka and Fredrickson went one way while the rest of us went another way. And then as we walked away, someone heard screaming a bit down, and we just took off and ran. And this is, as you can see.
So you were all together until you weren't. Traka and Fredrickson came to Fredrickson's apartment. I got that, but it seems a little iffy that Fredrickson and Traka would come together like that. It's a bit odd, don't you think, that it would happen exactly the moment he died?
Henry's gonna toss out there that Fredrickson seems pretty suspicious. He's a bigger fellow too.
Yes.
Traka was not a weak man.
Yeah, noted. But I don't know. I'm not that strong. I think I could shove a body over.
Yeah, words and phrases. If you weren't expecting it, then yes, you could push anyone over the railing, right?
That's true.
Henry's gonna say, would he have been expecting it though?
Well, I mean, and she kind of looks at you, Henry. She goes, if you come to an apartment, right, and you're coming for what I believe is, coital, you would.
Henry's gonna giggle when she says coital.
She actually smirks just a bit when she hears you giggle. She continues on. So if you were expecting it, and someone came up behind and pushed you over, wouldn't the other person have stopped it? Or at least ran down, but he stayed up, and we got here minutes after.
See, we don't know the other part of the story because you guys have the other half.
Well, yeah, that's our job.
Honestly, me and Dr. Philip Freud got there super fast. Like, there's not a lot of time in between the Scream and us there.
And who are you, good sir?
Shark bait.
She writes it down.
The Patriot.
The Patriot. Got it.
And I want to stand tall and proud while I say it.
Awesome. You look fantastic. I love your feathers.
Thank you. I brush and clean them daily.
So you and Dr. Philbert Freud, but who is that? I've not been introduced to that one yet.
Have we not said our names?
That's me, right here.
Not to her
Down
yet. She's kind of pinpointed you individually, and has not gotten to you two yet, which is why she hasn't heard of you yet.
Okay.
She goes, so you two flew up here pretty quick, I'm assuming, with your wings.
Sorry. Yes, with your wings.
And about how long did it take you from the time you say you heard a scream? What distance were you from the body first? Just to clear.
Hey, Brandon, out of character.
Yeah.
What was the distance I was away from the body?
Exactly. Yeah. So you guys were all
Same thing.
about 4 or 5 blocks from that point. It happened pretty quickly.
And I can fly 50 feet a second. 50 feet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
what was fast?
The math for that would probably be about a minute and a half.
Oh, Okay.
Well, no. Actually, it wouldn't. Four or five blocks. Each block is what, roughly a half mile, quarter mile.
Depends on where you're at.
Yeah, depending on where
It
you're
would
at.
take a minute or two, I would think.
Yeah, so I'd say a straight
That's a-
through without having to, crawl through people. You two would have gotten there very quickly, about minute to minute and a half.
Yeah, if we're
Perfect.
flying over people, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, well, that's pretty quick. That's definitely not as quick as us. So when you
Yeah, the guard was there first.
Yeah, our guards were luckily around. We had a big event this morning, as you know. So, just tell me what you've seen. I'm assuming you have a better vantage point from the sky. So maybe you saw something we didn't. I'd love your input. And you actually see 2 pages flip over, and you see the. She's facing those two. So I would say Henry and Dragoon, you two would be able to take a peek if you would like to of her notebook. But she quickly scribbles down the a portrait of some sort. But you can take a roll if you would like to.
17.
You actually see her drawing the wheelchair. And then
What a dick.
And on the second page, she draws both Dr. Filbert Freud's and Sharkbait's portraits. That was a pretty high roll.
What color are you, Filbert?
That's kind of racist.
I'm a bald
Seriously?
eagle. I'm a bald eagle. Like, are you
I'm like a
harpy?
green-
We're gonna have another
Like-
bacon incident, shark bait.
Hey.
I'm like a green phoenix.
See, that's important information.
It is.
He's probably beautiful.
Yeah, he is. He's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Um,
So sweet.
so
When I start petting him, he's so pretty.
Don't touch me.
she looks down at your wheelchair, Dr. Filbert Freud. She goes, "May I ask? Those are
Pat
one of
him
the
on
new
the head.
what are they called? The war wheelchairs, yeah? So, if you don't mind me asking, do you have any attachments to it?
I do.
Just for I'm sorry, combat wheelchairs, not war. Just for my notes. What exact attachments do you have?
I have some things that come out of the wheelchair look similar to talons.
Got it. That makes sense.
Have a crossbow on the back.
Crossbow. Got it. Hopefully it's not loaded.
This lady's starting to get a little sketchy.
Yeah, that's it.
Interesting. So you could have come earlier, picked him up and threw him with your wheelchair talons. Yeah, both of you actually. We did find some interesting cut marks on him.
Actually, I can't. It has been proven in the past that I cannot lift Chaka Marsh.
Noted. What about you?
I was with the other guys. They can verify that.
He flew over with me.
Right. And she kind of just nods to herself. That's right. You said that. I can't make sense of it. Fredrickson is very torn. Very torn. He obviously says he's innocent, but doesn't everyone? But he's got a point about something. If he wanted to kill his partner, why would he do it on the busiest day of the year? In public, and know with that.
When did they meet?
Well, I don't really know. We haven't gotten that much out yet.
Well, wouldn't these guys know when they met?
That's a good point. Thank you, Henry. What about you guys? When did they meet? Bless you.
Last night at the pub crawl.
So they met at a pub crawl. Did they start it together? Oh, I think we lost them. And what a weird angle.
Right? I thought he was just thinking really
did
That's
too.
not
hard.
a derp face if I've ever seen one.
um,
Someone take a picture of it. I got this.
it's staying on stream for a while. Ah, he just dropped. There he is.
I still got the picture, I think. I
Nice.
did. I got it before it went away.
Dragoon, welcome back.
Welcome back.
All right. So what did you miss?
Probably after she asked about how they met, and my response was going to be they met last night at the pub crawl, and
Yep.
Traka spit in his mouth.
So they didn't start off together, or did they?
No, we started together during the pub crawl. Us as a group started. We made it to, I think, the second one. Traka got up on stage and did a striptease, caught his attention, and then he was a slave.
So you didn't meet him at the first bar?
I don't think so.
Interesting. She writes down notes.
I honestly don't remember. It was a drunken night.
That it was. I'm taking this with a grain of salt. But if they were, I guess I'm just a bit confused. Usually one night stands just last the night, right? And it seems to the point where maybe that's what they're on their way to do. But why would he be so torn up after just a few minutes with you? Or maybe a few hours? It just doesn't add up why he would either feel the necessity to kill or the necessity to love him that much. In just a few hours. Isn't that strange?
Gosh is a very persuasive guy. We'll say that at the minimum. He did things.
Less memories.
What were you saying, Sharkbait?
We've had stronger bonds with less memories.
She kind of looks. You can.
I met these guys in a bar and I was like, "Can I come with you?"
Yeah, that makes sense. I've had my share of that as well. Never in a way of. Wait a minute. Does that mean you are all lovers?
Oh no.
No,
Oh, okay. I misread that. Apologies.
we're adventurers that decided to become some old salty bastards.
Salt. Yes. I know your group name. It made the queen giggle, rightfully so. And she kind of like just grins again, just ever so slightly, and you guys almost miss it. She goes, so you guys met. You're kind of fuzzy on the details of when. He did a strip, and they became an item right then.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it worked. He held Traka's pocket.
Now, who did any of you win the pub crawl?
Traka and
No.
Nylar?
Yeah. No, that's interesting. He actually won and then was killed. I mean, the cups aren't worth that much, but I mean, it's possible. That's a robbery gone wrong. And she kind of looks around. She goes, and you got the queen's cup. She's kind of making her quill's still hovering and writing as she's doing this, but she's kind of like just doing like a little thing in the air to keep track of all of her mental notes as well. And she's like, I guess that's possible. Now, Henry, you say you were on the side there. How did you get from the Queen's Cup audience over to right in front of this building? There's hundreds of ways to go. Where do you live?
I live not here.
Not here. That's pretty bland, isn't it?
Just visiting for this fair, and
We do have a lot of
uh,
interesting. All right. Well, what's your hometown? I'd like to get some information on you, if that's okay.
Mara.
Mora, got it. And where exactly at Mara? Do you is that is there any landmarks near there? I've not really heard of it.
Yeah, there's a shipwreck in a cove.
Shipwreck in a cove. Oh wait, I think I do remember. All right, cool. Thank you.
There's a rat guild there.
She kind of
Swimming
nods.
guild.
She says, "Yeah, they send people our way. Takes them quite a bit of time to get here, but when we have a problem, that's who we call." Mara, got it. Well, Henry. So, am I right to believe that you're a necromancer?
Yes.
You seem quite nice for one.
Well, I try to talk to people.
He's a cat. I'm just kidding. He's a good old pal.
She kind of looks at you, goes, "Were your parents necromancers? How'd you get
I
into
don't
the
remember.
business?"
I've always been into dark and evil stuff, I guess, and I like death. It's pretty beautiful,
Death is beautiful.
and they're useful, and they do as they're told, and they don't argue.
Yeah, you're right about that. They definitely do what you tell them. Granted, it's against their will, but bygones be bygones there.
Their soul left. The body has no will.
Different religions, She kind of changes topic a
Religion
bit.
is a funny thing.
She says, "So, you became a necromancer. You came to the city to watch the Queen's Cup, which is not unusual. That's, very typical. Did you by chance see any cloaked figures?"
I did not. I just heard screaming, and I followed the crowd, and there was this blue dragon crying over a smashed body in the street, and I thought I could be helpful, and I was out of zombies at the time. They kind of got killed on the way over here, so I saw an opportunity and I took it. I told him I could bring him back. He said yes, please. So I brought him back, and ta-da!
She kind of nods a little bit. She's like, that makes sense a bit. Well, you said that there was, you were investigating the scene. Would anybody like to walk me through it? Maybe I'm going to do my own, obviously, but I'd like to see what you all found.
Take Malak with you. He's the
Misty
responsible
step
one.
over to the railing where Traka is and be like, they saw something over here on this railing, and try to smudge it up some more. And then I'm going to Misty step up to the roof, and they said I stood in something here.
She's going, stop. What are you doing? You're ruining everything.
He's been doing that all evening.
And she looks over at you, Dr. Filbert Freud, very quickly. She goes, really?
Yeah.
She looks over you, Henry. She says, you've been messing with the evidence the entire time.
What evidence? Nobody said anything about evidence.
Well, you're here investigating. I'm assuming you're looking for evidence, and evidence is blood.
Henry's going to look under the railing and look at us and, oh, I guess I did mess some stuff up. Sorry.
And the blood you tracked through on the roof.
On the roof, too?
That's why you yelled at me. Fuck. Sorry.
So what you're saying is basically he's ruined everything you found.
Fucked it all up. Yep.
She looks over at you, Henry. She goes,
I'm not a detective. I apologize. I'm just a wizard. I read books and bring dead things back to life.
You're a dumbass.
what'd you say, Sharkbait?
I said Sharkbait wants to give him a little side glance and then slowly slide away from him just a little bit.
Okay.
Henry.
Henry's gonna get a fireball in his hand when Filbert calls him a dumbass and just kind of look at him as the fire makes his eyes glow with a bit of evil rage. What did you call me?
I need you all to make charisma saves, please.
Dirty 20.
That saves.
I have a natural 20 with +5.
That
At 20
saves. Dr.
10.
10.
That fails. That fails. Dragon or Dr. Philbert Freud.
18.
That just succeeds. So Malak and Dragoon, you guys actually you all see this glow around you, and it's about 15 feet all around you. And you look around and you feel the need to tell the truth. But Henry, Dr. Philbert Freud, and Sharkbait, you all are able like, oh, what the fuck was that? However, Malak and Dragoon, you are in a zone of truth, and you cannot deliberately lie within the radius.
Would I know what this spell is, being
Yes.
a wizard?
You do know if you fail, or I mean, if you succeed, you know you were just a spell was cast upon you. Now, being a let's see, you would not know the actual spell though, because it is not a wizard spell.
Would I know being a monk?
No, you would not.
Okay.
Bards,
I want to
clerics, and
roll.
paladins would.
I guess it'd be perception to see how the others are acting after the spell goes off, if I can.
Okay. Roll. Are you just seeing what they
Be
look
kind of
like?
quick
or-
on the spot, like as they start talking. I want to see if I'd pick up that they're telling the truth, so
Okay.
that I can act accordingly.
Perfect. Yeah, and she knows which of you fails. And she looks back. Well, that didn't work out as planned. But I'll have you all together. So you don't know Henry at all.
No.
You know me, they just met me today, and they're acting pretty cool. I think we're friends now.
But you know, stranger things have happened. You know, but they just met
And
you
pretty
today.
strange.
You just happened
Where's
to be
Cardigan?
there. And as she starts rambling, like some key points that make you look a little suspicious, Henry, a guard runs through the door, runs through the other two doors. She goes, I'm sorry, the other two guards, and says, Inspector, hi, Inspector. Yes, you're interrupting me. Fredrickson just confessed. He did what? Yeah, he said he deserves it. I mean, I guess that's pretty much a confession, right?
Oh, definitely. He deserves what? What does he deserve? Tell us more, please.
She almost looks deflated. She goes, Henry, it looks like you're off the hook, but please don't meddle in investigations in the future. Evidence is evidence. Leave it to the professionals.
Apologies. I didn't mean to. I didn't know it was evidence. I was trying to look at what they were looking at. Next time I'll not touch things.
Right. Well, I guess I better go back and start talking and getting a written confession out of him.
Can I get a piece of paper that says Henry didn't do it from you, signed by you?
She looks at you
I don't believe it.
and says,
Real suspicious.
No, I don't think I'm going to do that.
But you just said I didn't do it. You just said I'm free.
I said you are free to go. If we have more questions, I hope you'll stay in town so we can chat.
Sure.
Or I'll just go back tomorrow.
Okay.
And with that, she turns around and steps away, the guards following her out.
Henry's gonna be like, see, she said I didn't do it, so I don't know what you guys are all suspicious about.
Yeah, she said you're free to go. She didn't say you were innocent
She said it was off the hook.
for now. She said it. We still don't believe your ass.
Okay, let's go, Traka. And then I walk down the stairs and out the door.
All right. Do you guys follow? What are you guys doing?
I want to mess with Henry. I want to, since I know spells, I'm going to use Divine Sense, but I'm going to tell him it's going to make him tell the truth. And then I'm going to ask him if he killed it and try to see if the placebo works.
Okay. Since Zone
Can
of
you do
Truth,
performance or what?
since Zone of Truth is a paladin spell and you are a paladin, I'm gonna let this slide. I'm gonna let this go through. Let's see what happens. Go ahead and roll a persuasion. Henry.
Oh, you're fucked. I got a +5 because I'm so smooth.
Henry,
16, 21.
does a 21 convince you? You are magical. You know about magic. You wouldn't know this exact spell, but we'll see.
He's telling me that what he's casting is Zone of Truth.
So you have to tell the truth, is what he's saying, out loud. So it's actually, let's go with insight
For me or him?
for Henry,
Okay.
and then base your number off of your insight roll.
That's a 5. So, yeah, I'm gonna think that he's
Okay.
that I have to tell the truth, I guess.
All right. Sharkbait. He kind of just stands there. Actually, you don't have to stand there, Henry. He didn't say that it makes you stand in place and talk.
Yeah, you're right. You just must tell the truth. So it's up to you if you stay.
Okay.
And how tall is this guy?
Gonna
How
go.
tall is he?
I think Henry said he's
6'1",
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah.
You're 6'2"? Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up and stare down at this little man because I'm 7 foot tall. I want to give him the intimidation factor. Like, did you kill my friend? Like, he had his chance to leave. Now it's time to answer.
Roll an intimidation. I will say with advantage because he thinks he has to tell the truth.
Dude, I'm on it because intimidation is +5 for me also.
Shit.
19
+5.
or 4. 24. You said
Damn.
advantage, right?
Yeah.
So he's
Henry,
trying to intimidate me?
into answering, I guess.
You already chose not
I'm
to
gonna-
leave. I want to help the you not lying factor.
I'm gonna answer him in Infernal then. I'm
Okay.
gonna answer him truthfully, but I'm gonna answer him in Infernal.
Is that like a language you understand?
Yep.
You speak?
That's
He's-
the language I speak.
Sharkbait, do you know Infernal?
Fuck no.
Does anyone understand Infernal here?
Nope.
Hello,
gonna
darkness,
check
my old
Nylar's.
friend.
Just because he is technically with you guys.
Well, we're fucked.
Because Nylar's actually pretty... Nope. Malak doesn't either. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I answer you truthfully with the answer you're looking for, but you can't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sharkbait, you need to rephrase your question, bro.
Nah, fuck him. Get him out of here.
Throw him over the balcony.
Oh, damn.
What is the thing on the fucking boat called? I can't remember it right now.
Do
The
what?
plank.
The plank?
Walk the plank.
Walk the plank.
This ain't Sunday.
I'm already down in the street. I'm looking for a plank. Are we on a boat now?
I'm on a boat. Yeah, so you head downstairs after making your remark, Henry. You replied completely truthfully. No one knows what he says. Are you guys following along?
No.
I'm gonna head back to the meadow.
Okay.
I'll follow him.
As you I would say if most of you are going, Henry, what are you wanting to do?
I'm hungry. I want to find like a Waffle House or something if there's like a 24-hour breakfast place around.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm sure you can order some waffles at the local tavern.
The Waffle House.
Everyone else, as you get to the edge of the city, you're still not able to leave.
Oh, that force field's still there?
Yep.
Man, I
I
fell
want to
asleep. You
start
guys are supposed to take care of
digging
that.
into the bag of holding that I have too and see if I can find anything fun or cool in there.
Unless you know exactly what to pull out, you don't know what to pull out. So, like,
I'm
Sucker.
gonna start saying things and reaching in like gold. See if something comes out or
all the gold that
a
Traka
hammer.
had, if Traka had a hammer, but it has to be an actual hammer. It can't be like the specific mace or the orb.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything specific or anything like that,
Yeah.
but I know there's probably stuff in there, so I'm just gonna generically try and pull things out, see if I get anything.
Perfect. Yeah, you have 1,613 gold when you say gold. So basically, everything in Traka's inventory, if it is a magical item, you have to know the name of it. So, like the bag of candy, alchemy jug, even though you'd probably heard of alchemy jug, just because it's a pretty common item.
Yeah.
Sentinel shield, you probably wouldn't have knowledge about. You definitely wouldn't know about the 3-section staff if it was in there, but I don't think it was. I think it would have been on Traka.
Yeah, I think he still has those in his hands, probably, or wearing them how he normally would have been walking around with it.
Yeah. So yeah, just if it's magical, you wouldn't be able to pull it out unless you knew the name. But everything else, you just name it and it would come out. Dragoon, Sharkbait, Malak, and Dr. Filbert Freud, you guys are walking, like I said, to the edge of the city, and as you're getting closer, it just seems like time is slowing. Everyone else seems to be fine. They're walking to and from without any issues, but you're just not able to get past this point.
Malak, I'm gonna turn and look at everybody that is with us right now and be like, "Oh fuck! I bet you Chaka still has the fucking dragon orb and the goddamn mace."
No, he doesn't. That other guy fucking has his bag.
Well, that's my point. Is that it was still in his bag of holding. No wonder we can't fucking leave town.
Henry's
I'm
gotta
going to
take
the
it outta
bar to
here.
get drunk.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find Henry.
All right. Henry did not say where he was going. So you
I
wouldn't.
guess that bar would probably be the only place I could get any food. That's generally how they did it. So I'm just chilling
that's
in
true.
a dark corner at the bar with a huge stack of waffles and like a plate full of bacon and
Love it. Yeah, so
And
you
two
guys,
zombies.
yeah, 2 zombies just kind of standing there. I would say it takes you guys a little bit of time. Who did Vin Dizzle talk to Traka, didn't he? About
We haven't seen Fendizzle since.
no, Vin Dizzle was on the stage with you guys because he talked to
disappeared.
someone about the Queen's blessing. Who was it? I think it was Traka.
I think it was, yeah.
So
And then he went dead at himself.
So yeah, he none of you would know about the Queen's blessing. You're supposed to get the Queen's blessing later on in the evening after the fair kind of dissipates. Or I'm sorry, the next day. So you have a full day to do whatever you guys want to do. Henry, you're kind of like has this giant stack of waffles in front of you, and you see everybody walking in. I'm assuming Dragoon just plops down and orders a beer or an ale.
A picture of it.
Perfect. And one comes out, of course, free of charge.
Chugs the whole thing.
If you're chugging the whole thing, I need a Constitution save first.
19. Oh, wait. Con save? Hold on. That's 20. Dirty.
Yeah, you're able to chug it all. Now I need another con save. That was to see if you're going to choke.
And that's another dirty 20.
Awesome. You You down quite a bit of alcohol. It just seems to not have hit you yet. You drank it pretty quickly. Henry, from your vantage point, you would have definitely seen this. Malak, what are you doing as Dragoon is downing this pitcher?
Definitely waving at the guys like, hey, I'm over here. Come on. I got us a table.
I'm going to go sit down with Henry.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of motion for Dr. Filbert Freud to come with me. And I'm going to let Dragoon drink because this has been really fucked up for him. So I'm just going to let him do what he's got to do. I'm going to have everybody else come over there with me.
All right. Dr.
You guys
Freud.
want some waffles or some bacon? We can order more food. He said there's an excellent cook back there today.
I'm going to think about it and be like, you know what? After a long, fucked up couple days, I could go for some waffles, and I'm also going to order some waffles.
Perfect.
I'm
But
going to signal the waitress to
bacon.
double the order.
instead of bacon,
you
I'm
know.
going to get some leaves.
What kind of leaves do you want? They would need to go and fetch them.
Just something hearty.
Okay. I would say they bring you some dried tea leaves because they would probably have that in abundance for making tea and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just going to sit there and kind of munch on my tea leaves. And once I'm sufficiently have eaten on some of that a little bit, I'm going to kind of look over at Henry and be like, Henry, we got to talk. This isn't a bad talk, but we got to talk. And I'm going to kind of explain to him the whole situation that we're in right now. Without saying the names of anything in particular, I'm going to say, and our friend Traka had a couple things in that bag of holding that you got that is what's keeping us from being able to leave this town.
So there's a dragon orb and a mace in here. That's what you're saying.
Well, yes, pretty much. There's an orb and a mate.
Okay, I'm gonna mace and reach in the bag, see if it comes out.
Did Traka have a regular mace?
No. I don't think we had ever picked up a mace either. That would probably be the only mace in there.
Yep. Then since it's the only one, it would come out.
Cool. Put it back in there. And dragon orb.
Now,
If that comes out.
I didn't say dragon orb. I
Yeah.
wasn't specific with that. I just said an orb.
he said an orb.
Orb.
But it being the only orb in, it would come out.
And I'm going to tell him to very quickly put that away. And I'm going to say, look, we need these to finish the task that we are on. Would you like to join?
16 on perception for the orb.
Right
I'm
now,
kinda enthralled by it.
right now, it just looks like a normal orb. It doesn't seem to be glowing much or glowing at all right now. Seems kind of dormant.
Put it back in the bag.
Okay. You would, from him saying that and kind of talking about it, you would know that it's something important. I don't think he has said anything about it being magical yet, but it's you definitely know that it's something important to these guys.
All right, cool. I got some stuff in this bag. What else? What other kind of stuff is going on? If you want, I'll come help you. It doesn't bother me none. I got shit else to do.
I'm going to
My only request is I can have the dead things.
What do you say?
I'll take him along with. But let me talk to the rest of the crew first to make sure everybody's going to be at least on the same page.
All right. I'm double checking the orb. Yeah, it is not currently glowing. So it just looks like a regular orb. But if you would like, since you are quite magical, Henry, You can roll an Arcana check as you lift it out.
Ooh, that's a nat 20.
It is
+5.
definitely magical.
And that activates the Crick Your Pants.
Oh, is there a crit your pants?
There is.
Oh, there is. Damn, you just did it too.
Nah, I did it a little bit ago.
Oh, perfect. So mark yourself
get-
for a crit your pants.
And maximum double damage.
Damn, nice.
Ouch.
Uh-oh.
All right, mark that down for Henry. Yeah, you still don't know exactly what it is, Henry, because you would need to do an identify spell on it.
I can do that real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast identify on it.
As you do, you feel knowledge fill your head, and the name comes out at you, and it says, it's your own voice, but you know it's kind of just absorbing that information. The Orb of Dragon Souls. You would know it's a powerful artifact that it basically allows you resistance to fire. It has the non-detection spell in it, which allows basically no one can magically locate the orb. And you cannot be targeted by any divination magic.
I'm gonna kind of just keep it in my hand and see if it'll start glowing.
It does not glow right away. But if you do attune to it, which takes about 8 hours, you will gain resistance to fire. You'll be able to cast Dominate Dragon once per day, which basically it gets a chance to dominate a dragon that you can see within 60 feet for 24 hours. There is a spell save for that. And it has 7 charges. And I'll put this all in chat again. It regains 1d4 plus 3 charges a day every day. While you're bearing the orb, you can use an action to expend 1 or more charges to cast the following spells. Bless, which is 4th level. It takes 2 charges. Protection from energy is 1 charge. Revivify is 4 charges. And Creation is 3 charges. Like I said, I'm going to put this back in here, or in the chat too. So yeah, you that knowledge fills your head. You do know that you would need to attune to it, but once you did, you would be able to utilize those spells.
Okay. I'm gonna put it in my pocket instead of the bag. I think
Okay.
I've become a little obsessive over this, realizing what it is.
Perfect. All right. So with that, you kind of just like, oh, nice. I'm guessing you put it back in the bag of holding and just make a... You said you're pretty excited about it, right? So let's do a performance to see if you can keep your cool.
That's a 12.
Anyone that has a passive insight, Dragoon, you're excluded because you're not there. Of more than 12, you would see him kind of break composure. Otherwise, you do not.
What if it is 12?
If it is 12, you would just notice it.
I would what?
Passive of 17.
Yeah, so both you and Sharkbait, you would notice. Dr.
15.
Freud, yeah, yours you would notice too. So you guys definitely noticed that he got really excited when he felt the orb. Yeah.
I'm gonna not be so shocked just because of the fact that this guy has gotten excited over every sort of magic deal that he's seen. And it is, in all seriousness, a pretty wondrous item, I'd say. But I'm gonna just kind of make a mental note of how he was reacting and everything.
I'm gonna make eye contact with Malak and look at Henry, and kind of like did you see that too?
Well, just real slyly, I nod. Not trying to hide it, but just kind of just give it a little nod.
All right.
I'm definitely not noticing. I'm just gonna start eating waffles again.
Perfect. Dragoon, you see everyone over there. What do you want to do?
Do I see him finishing up talking?
Yeah, I would say you do.
I'm gonna call Malak over.
Malak, I'll just walk right on over and say, Henry, keep an eye on my pancakes. Don't let anybody fuck with them.
Wait, there's pancakes?
Sorry, waffles. That was an
I'm gonna
IRL.
take a waffle off the top of Malak's stack and put it on my plate.
Perfect.
Can I roll perception to see if I noticed him doing that?
It would be your passive perception because you're walking away.
Okay. That's a 14.
Yeah, I'd say you'd see it.
I'm gonna just be like, God damn it, put my waffle back.
And put it back.
All right.
So I walked over to Dragoon.
And what's the verdict? As he's walking up.
I'm gonna kind of sit down and look at him and be like, well, he has the orb, he has mace, and he's gonna have to come along with us.
Henry has to draw a fate card.
All right, Henry. Roll a D100.
90.
Oh, damn. I'm going to shuffle him up real quick. If I don't remember.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna talk to Malak. And just be like, I'm not happy about this, man.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna be like, I know, but just remember that we got to get through this. And I said, and I'll kind of tap him on the shoulder a little bit, make kind of like a real smiley joke, and be like, who knows? Maybe you'll end up liking him.
How many people are in this bar right now?
Mid morning, actually probably almost afternoon now. So like 12 p.m. It's probably bustling with lunch. Also, you got a blue card. Your movement, your next turn, your movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Damn. That's a damn good card.
Yeah, it is.
I want to stand up in the middle of this bar and offer 40 gold to anyone other than Henry that can speak Infernal. If that's the language he spoke.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to roll a percentile to see what the percentage is. The percentage of chance that someone here would speak Infernal. How much gold?
40.
You see,
I'm gonna offer 50 for people to not answer.
you see a tiefling stand up, and the tiefling is blue, and he kind of walks over. He goes, in Infernal, says, 50 gold to not say I speak Infernal?
In Infernal, I'm gonna say, yeah.
He puts his hand out.
I gave him 50 gold.
He goes and sits back down.
You're a cuck.
He kind of just nods and smiles. 50 gold to this to a commoner is like 10 years worth of work, or 10 months. I mean, that's a lot of money.
I'm gonna tell Malak and be like, all right, well, let's hurry up and get this done then.
I don't trust this dude at all.
I'm gonna kind of nod at him, and we'll rejoin the group.
I'm gonna ask Sharkbait if it's because I'm an elf.
Because you're a cuck.
All right. So you guys, what are you guys doing?
What does an elf
Apparently, I
have to do?
followed Malak over back to the table, and I'm gonna start pulling waffles off of Henry's fucking stack and eating them.
Okay.
I'm gonna stab him in the hand with a fork.
Roll a dex check to see if you can move it quick enough.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say that stabs him in the hand. I mean, it probably causes like 1 HP of damage.
I'm still grabbing the waffle.
Blood syrup.
Give a fuck. I'm gonna eat it too.
Henry, you can now add the Orb of Dragon Souls. Let me know if you can't.
Malak, I'd like to investigate the quality of these waffles we're eating.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a perception check.
Just gonna tell Malak it always tastes better when you take it from someone else.
That's a 14.
They're pretty good.
See Orb of Dragon kind. I don't see Orb of Dragon Souls.
Okay. You may have to refresh because I just added it. Or maybe something I may have to do. Just let me know. Yeah, the pancakes are actually really good. They're not too sweet. They are not floury at all. It just has the pretty much like the best blend. You can taste a little bit of. What'd you roll? 14.
Yeah.
You do taste a bit of some kind of tree nut in it, but you can't really tell what kind.
Okay. Malak, I'm just gonna scarf these fucking waffles down.
Awesome.
Still not seeing it.
Okay, I'll try to add it in a few.
Okay.
And I would like to order some for the table. Make sure that everybody eats and kind of make a point to say that, we don't know how long this journey is going to be. We might as well eat up now.
All right.
I want to ask about the journey. What do we have to do? What's the plan? Where are we going?
I'll explain to him the whole situation.
Awesome. Well, while you're doing that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. It's a pretty good segue for one. So we'll be back here in a few minutes. Stay tuned. And we
Alright.
are back. So,
I'm out of
gentlemen,
space.
what do you guys want to do?
Shit.
So it's about mid-noon. The downfall is I don't think any of us know that we need the Queen's blessing. So
Correct. None of you know that because Fin Dizzle kind of just disappeared after he seen Traka's body.
I guess I would look over at Filbert Freud and be like, I guess we need to go find, because honestly, thinking about it, where is Fin Dizzle?
That's a good question. Yeah, maybe we should go look for him.
Because I haven't seen him in a while.
That could be a good idea.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to join, Henry?
Yeah. I'm gonna finish off my waffles and bacon and drink my cup of coffee, kind of just power through it, like you'd see a kid studying in college that barely even tasting the food, just pouring orange juice and coffee down my throat, and let's go. Kind of wipe my whole face in one go.
All right, I guess we're gonna go and try and find Fin Dizzle. By the way, Henry, can you put a bag on that zombie's head?
Please.
No.
That's the reason I'm asking is for Fin Dizzle's sake.
I want to laugh out loud. Literally, I want to go, ha! Traka's been ugly. Always been ugly. Double bag that bitch.
Do you have a bag? I only have one.
The bag of holding.
I don't think that could hold it.
Well,
mean,
technically, I
technically-
have 2 bags.
Technically, his head could fit in there.
Yeah.
I'm at
And he
holding
doesn't-
But if I
ugly.
close it, it removes his head.
Well, I mean, if you just set it on there, it's not. His head would be an astral plane, but he doesn't have to breathe. So I guess it could work.
True.
I don't.
Nothing's gonna fall out of the bag of
Right.
holding. So, all right, I just set the bag of holding on Traka's head. Come on, Traka, let's go.
I'd be like, I need to find someone to tell me what these bags are, too. As I look down on my side at these 2 bags I have.
I can identify them if you'd like.
Would you? Even though you know
I
I probably
mean,
don't like you, but for
Are
right
you done
now,
being a dick?
for the time being, yes.
Okay.
'Cause no matter
gonna
what-
identify the 2 bags for him.
Now, just a point of clarification, Henry, because you are a new magic caster. That little R next to identify means ritual, which means it does not cost a spell slot if you ritually cast it, which takes 11 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Say I need 11 minutes or 22.
Okay.
And I'll get them identified.
All
Sit
right.
back down at the table, I guess, and wait, wait 22 minutes.
Dragon, which bags are these? Are these from the fair?
Yes.
Okay. Henry, you would know this before anything else, but I gotta look it up again because I can't remember the exact name. You sit down with the first one, and 11 minutes comes through, and you get a weird feeling from this one. It's not exactly I mean, it's definitely magical, but it's not exactly comforting. Even though you're used to that kind of feeling to begin with, because you kind of deal with the dark arts. But you know that this would be um, the fuck. I just lost it. The bag of Bob, and essentially, you can't tell the full extent of it just the way the magic works, because you can't tell certain things. But you know that it has some mischievous intent to it, which is kind of odd for a bag because usually magical bags don't have any kind of intent. They're just magical objects. Um, it acts very much similar to uh, a bag of holding, but there's just something different about it.
I want to whisper in my brain. I want to say hi, Bob.
No response.
See if maybe it answers.
Nope. No response.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Dragoon this one has mischievous intent, which is strange for a bag. It's definitely magic, but I don't know about this one. Be careful with it. I'm
Kind
gonna
of
hand it back to
slowly.
him.
I'm gonna slowly reach for it and just be like, kind of pull it near me as I hand him the other one. I'm just like,
Sorry, the exact name is Bob the Bag of Holding. That's why I couldn't find it. I was using Bag of Bob.
Yeah, this is Bob. So here you go.
I'm gonna as he hands it to me. Hi, Bob.
No response.
Okay, Bob. Maybe later.
All right. The second bag, it takes you another 11 minutes. This one, this one's weird. As you look around it, and you start to identify like a magic or some kind of emblem kind of gets embossed on the side. And you've never really seen this happen before, but once you start looking closely, excuse me, you get an image of like an explosion, and you feel like you know what this does now, and you kind of open it up and you put your hand inside and you pull out gunpowder, and it's basically an endless supply of gunpowder, and it's called Boblin's Bag of Boom.
I'm gonna ask Dragoon if I can keep this one.
Only if you trade me Tracas.
That's mine now. I just asked
Excuse
for
me.
stuff. I don't know what's in there. It's Traka would want to keep it close, I think.
Seeing as Traka's not in that body anymore, I'd like his bag.
What's so special about his bag?
How about when we have campfire later tonight, we'll talk about it.
Just give him the bag. It's Boblin's Bag of Boom. It's an endless supply of gunpowder. There you go.
What would you do with an endless supply of gun?
Exactly what you're thinking.
Me and you might be able to get along.
Okay. Has to be trust for that to happen, though, and you don't trust me.
Well, they say great minds think alike, so we'll see.
I'm going to grab a handful of gunpowder out of the bag as I hand it back to him.
All right.
Could have just asked for some. It's an endless supply.
I'm going to put it in a mug that's in front of me that I emptied for my orange juice and just put that mug in my bag of holding.
Perfect. Yeah, and I would say just the way the bag of holding works, it'll kind of just be stuck together. So just put in a mug of gunpowder or something. And then Dragoon, you had... Didn't you win a couple other things? Or maybe someone else did.
I think no, you got a
Bjork.
shield, didn't you?
No,
no, you
Bjork's got a shield
And
and
daggers.
daggers. You have a shield, and I got the bags.
Yeah.
But
so
I feel like Brandon is right, and someone else has something.
I thought somebody won a bear.
That's right,
who was it, though? I can't remember.
Bjork.
Okay, so we'll have to wait. All right. So you guys done identifying. It's been about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, somewhere around there. What do you guys want to do?
Guess, like we said before, and Filbert Freud agreed to go find Fin Dizzle. Because he's the
Don't
only
we need
one
to go
that's...
talk to the queen at some point.
We do, but I would really like to have Fin Dizzle there if possible.
From what you guys have told me, isn't the queen kind of after Fin Dizzle?
No. I don't think, no. There's other people that are after, and I say this kind of quietly to him as I whisper and go, there are people after the orb in your of dragons.
Make a con save to see if you can stay quiet because you drank a pitcher of beer.
Yes, you did.
All of them.
So this is weird. Henry, I can't add the Orb of Dragons to yours, but I can to Dragoons.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird.
I'm going, Henry, I'm going to get into your character, just go through every page and just kind of just save it as is to see if that like clears whatever needs to be cleared. Because that's super weird. Sorry, off topic.
Refreshing again. We'll see if that helps. I don't.
It was a 18 for a con.
Yeah, you're able to stay pretty quiet, I guess. You guys, or he kind of whispers to you, Henry, about the orb. What do you want to do?
Just gonna stand up and Traka, Walter, Cardigan, let's go.
Wait, who the fuck's Cardigan?
That's my little cart of books and shit that follows me around.
Yeah, and as he
Has
says,
all my like wizard stuff on it.
as he says, Cardigan, come on. You see this little trolley-looking suitcase just kind of float around a corner, kind of just waiting for his next command.
Okay. I guess we're off to find the wizard.
The wonderful Wizard of Fitness.
All right, so you guys don't know where he ran off to. You know he disappeared around where Traka's body was found, and when you guys found the body. So tell me what you would like to do to find it.
It is
Go
added to my inventory, Brandon.
Yeah, the one I custom created was in there, but I want the one that you can actually set the attunement to because that's kind of important. I'll figure it out. I don't know what's wrong with it yet.
I want to go to the brothel and get a word out to the madame that I need to find Fin Dizzle as fast as possible.
Okay. Yeah, you've been there a few times already, so you're able to go there pretty quickly. Yeah. What do you kind of walk into the brothel and you see the same woman that's usually behind the desk. She says, "Oh, hello. Do you have the bag over Traka's head by chance?"
Yeah, it's still over
Okay.
Traka's head. I
Okay.
forgot about that. I'm gonna pull the bag of holding off of his head.
As you do, she kind of steps back, like, "Oh my, what happened to him?"
I'm just gonna put my hand on my face and tell her, I'm like, is the madame in at the moment? It's kind of important.
She's going to roll to see if she keeps her composure. She does not.
Fuck.
I start laughing as she's freaking out.
She definitely like runs from behind the desk, behind the curtains, and starts yelling, "Madame, Madame, quick!"
Kind of like, ooh, fascinating. And I write this down.
Perfect.
Fuckers don't like zombies.
Madame, let's see how far she was, or where she was. She was actually pretty
Put the
close.
bag back on his head. Maybe that was a good idea.
She kind of walks back in, or the madame walks through the curtain. She goes, "What's this about a zombie?"
Can we in
it's-
private, please? Henry, you wait. In private. We don't need to freak the guests out. Let's go to one of the rooms real quick.
Okay. Come on, Traka, Walter, Cardigan, let's go.
All right. Oh, you didn't have homebrew content turned on. Now, now it should work. Okay, I'm adding the real one now.
Not bad. I'll refresh.
Oh shit! I can't type. Yeah, there it is. I have added it to your inventory.
Sweet. Refreshing.
Sorry about that, guys. So, you guys see the madam? Oh, it's what happened?
Well, Henry, will you take the bag off the head?
Yeah, didn't you just get... Ma'am, do you want to close your eyes? I took the bag off his head.
I'm not really sure how to feel about this.
Yeah, you're not the only one, trust me.
She kind of just stands there speechless for probably a solid 30 to 45 seconds. She says, "What happened?"
He was pushed off a balcony by a estranged lover.
She looks over at you, Dragoon. She goes, "An estranged lover? I didn't. Not one of my girls."
No, madame, it wasn't. It was a gentleman.
Well, we employ gentlemen too.
It was his name Fredrickson.
No, we don't employ any Fredricksons. That's at least a little bit of relief, but
Henry's gonna lean into the madame and say, "I'm very distraught about this. Perhaps you could have something done about this, Fredrickson."
she looks and she goes, "Well, I'm assuming the law's already involved."
Yeah.
Not exactly what I meant, but okay. Never mind.
I'm just gonna tell the madame, yeah, apparently Fredrickson admitted to it.
Oh my.
We don't fully know the details. We just here's Traka and here's the guy that revived him.
She quickly gets behind the desk and starts writing what seems to just be writing on paper. Anyone that with a passive perception greater than 12, you would see the lady that was originally behind the desk peeking through the curtain and then running off again. But you see the madame kind of folded
Henry
up.
giggles again.
And she goes, "Maddie, come on. Come out here." Maddie kind of keeps her head real low.
I put the bag of holding back on Traka's head. Does that help?
"Yes, madam." And she says, "Take this to Mara, quickly." Okay. And she disappears behind the curtain again.
Madame, is there a chance you can get the word out to the girls that I need to find Finn Dizzle ASAP?
Of course, yes. Uh, uh, I'll have to find someone else to fetch someone. Give me just a second. And she flies back. Well, walks back to the back, and comes back out a couple minutes later. All right. Yes. The communique has been sent out. It may take a bit. Where can I find you?
Probably the
Henry's gonna ask if she has a room we could rent tonight. I'm tired, full from
Um,
all the waffles and bacon.
We don't have anything by the night. We have it by the hour.
Can I rent it for 4 hours so I can get a long rest in?
If you'd like, but it's more comfortable at taverns.
I was gonna say we would go back to our tavern. Oh God, what's the
Henry?
tavern's name?
Oh,
Henry's gonna say better company here.
That's true, but you do know that they're paid by the hour too.
Well, I just need to meditate for a few hours.
Well, I mean, you're taking up valuable economic space for me. Call it 100 gold, and you can have it for 4 hours. And go ahead and roll an insight check, if you care to.
It's a 10.
Yeah, I mean, it may be a good deal. You're not really sure.
Henry is gonna ask about some relief for his new acquaintances. They're pretty tense over recent events.
Oh, they know the standard rate. I'm more than happy to allow them to partake for the typical rate.
I'm gonna slide her the 100 gold for my room, and then I'm gonna also give her 300 gold for the guys to be taken care of.
She nods and kind of snaps her fingers. Point of interest: Bjork still is not with us. Malak is, but he did have to go for the night. Nylar is, but he probably would not partake because he has not yet. Just keeping with his storyline. So,
Well, I mean, like they could get massages or whatever
okay,
they feel like getting for some kind of relief.
I feel like Nylar would just kind of
relaxation before we go on this giant adventure they're talking about.
Perfect. She gladly accepts the money. Mark off 400 gold. She says, "Well, ladies, you said your name was Henry.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you mind keeping them outside?" And she kind of nods towards bagged Traka and zombie Walter.
Do you have a waiting room?
You're standing in it.
Can they just sit here?
No, I would rather them not. Maybe they can just go in the room with you.
Okay, they're not. That's fine. They don't do anything but what I tell them to.
Perfect. Just have them not leave the room.
Okay.
And she kind of nods, and you see some ladies coming out and grabbing Dr. Filbert Freud, Dragoon, Sharkbait, Nylar. Who are we missing? Malak. And kind of lead them back. Whatever choices you guys prefer. Male, female, whatever species or race you want to use. It's completely up to you. You know her stuff.
Sneakily get a sly smile on my face.
Okay.
Rolled a 17 for that. Perception.
Anyone above a passive perception of 17 would see that. But I don't think anyone has that high. Traka did, but not so much anymore. All right. You smile and head over to your room where you are uninterrupted for 4 hours. However, depending on what the other 3 that's on the call do, may determine if it ends up being interrupted. So, Dragoon, describe to us what you do to fill the time of 4 hours.
Okay. Hopefully the dragon that I got before would be there. Hopefully.
Roll a perception.
16.
You don't see her at first, but you see someone walking into a room, a very nice looking lady, and immediately out comes the dragonborn that you were looking for. And she walks straight up to you. She goes, "Oh, hey, you're back."
Yeah. I'm going to find out what that trick is one day. I promise you.
Maybe, maybe not.
Are you free?
I'm not free, but it looks like you've already paid.
Well, I meant the time at the moment. Or do you have a client?
I am currently unavailable until now.
Ooh. Bath, massage, naughty time.
As you wish. And you head in. I will roll her performance for the massage. And as she is probably well versed in this, it's going to be with advantage. Oh, still didn't do it. It starts off a little rough. She's kneading your back, and her hands feel bigger than usual, but then eventually it starts getting a little smaller, like the areas that she's rubbing, and you look back a little bit. Roll perception.
17.
Looking back, you see just a quick shift in the skin tone as you look back. But otherwise, regular dragonborn hands, and she's just kneading your back. And she goes, "Oh, sorry, honey. You got me just a little excited."
Death by snoo snoo. Oh, this is great.
She finishes your massage, and when you're ready, you can roll a. Probably. What do we do? Was it con save
Didn't
usually,
we-
right?
Was it? Yeah, I think it was to see how long you could last.
Yeah, so it's going to be con save and performance.
Okay, hold on. Let me get actually to my character sheet because I need to know both of them. All right, I got it.
All right, so let's do performance first, because that's going to adjust your con save.
Natural 20.
Of course it is. So, go ahead and make a con save.
This is not going to be good. Oh, that's an 8.
You do really well, really fast. you're pumped, and it's like you're going at it, and she's doing the normal sounds that very similar to what you heard before, and she's like she kind of looks at you sternly and says, "Don't you do it until I say." And as she says this, you're like, and she kind of just slumps back.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to tell her it's too good. I'm sorry.
All right. She slides off and goes to her little cleaning station. She goes, "Cuddling?"
Yes.
After
Picture
spending
like a little eye wash stand,
Kind
but
of.
it's not 2 holes.
Yeah.
Like, hands off.
Pretty much. And then they have like a little step where like it's a magic rune on a piece of block,
Switch.
and she kind of presses it, and it's like Marilyn Monroe wind, just air drying.
And then the handful of baby powder slaps her in the face, and
Yep. Kind of like that, minus the baby powder. But she crawls in bed with you, Dragoon. Hands you a towel. Dr. Filbert Freud, what kind of lady of the night are you looking for?
It's a good question.
Looking for that girl that can pick you up.
She gonna pick me up, throw me on the bed. That's right. Sit on me.
Death by snoo snoo.
I'm okay with it. Yep. Yep. I need to light me some long legs.
Okay. What body type? Strong, feeble, in between.
Stronger.
Okay. You kind of look around for a little bit, and you see a female Goliath. Quite tall. She stands about 7'5". She kind of steps up, and she's at least a head and a half taller than pretty much anyone else in here, besides Sharkbait probably. And she walks up, and she looks down at you, and being full sitting height, you're probably only like 3.5 to 4 feet, with a wheelchair to the floor to the top of your head. And she just looks down at you, and you're looking up at her. Actually, what do you want to say to her?
You want to come with me? I'll
If you're offering,
what?
If you're offering, I'll definitely come with you.
Show you what these wings can do, babe.
She holds your little winged hand as you stroll to the room that she has for you, and you walk in, and you roll in, I guess, and she kind of guides you to this place. She goes, "You want me to pick you up and put you on bed?"
Yes, ma'am.
She kind of very easily scoops you up out of the chair, unbuckling you, and sets you gently on the bed. She doesn't drop you or anything. She goes, "Now, honey, before we get started, I need to know your limitations so we don't hurt you."
What are limitations?
Got it. And her whole demeanor just changes when you say that. She goes, "But we do need to establish a safe word."
Pineapple.
Got it. And she starts bringing out several trays out of the walls. She kind of pushes a couple buttons, and it just folds out. And on them, there's racks of knives, a couple whips, a couple clubs on them. And then you see something that's covered by a sheet. She goes, "Take your pick."
Start easy. Go with the whips.
Okay. And she brings out one of the smaller whips, and you look at it and you're like, "Oh, this probably won't be so bad." And she flicks it out, and it actually like enlarges to where it's about 2 inches thick at the base where she's holding on, and by the tip it's only a few centimeters in length. And she goes, "Are you ready?"
Ready. Bring it.
All right. So the way I'm going to do this, because you are paralyzed, and I believe you said it's from the waist down.
Correct.
I'm going to roll to see if she hits high or low.
Okay.
So if it's 1 to 10, it's low. If it's 11 to 20, it'll be high. So you can tell if it hurts or not.
Okay.
The first whip, she strikes out with a 17, and she hits you. Right now, you're kind of just like sitting there, so it just lashes across your shoulder blade. It definitely stings, but not like in a purposefully hurtful way. It just leaves like a little sizzle.
Ooh. That kind of tickled.
Tickled. She puts it back on the shelf. Shall we move on?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, let's keep going.
She grabs the second whip, and she lets it out. And this one looks like a standard whip, but on the edge. Actually, roll a perception real quick.
12.
You see something glint on the end, and before you can say anything, she lands another blow on your other shoulder, and this one draws blood.
Oh. Made me bleed on that one.
Take 1 HP of damage.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Shall we keep going?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Do you want to up it a little? And she kind of caresses the sheet of the hidden tool.
Okay, let's do this.
She removes the sheet, and in it, or on top of on the shelf, you see a circular device, and it's unfamiliar to you. And she kind of walks over with it in hand, kind of just tapping it on her other outfit, or her palm. She goes, "All right, now this may feel a little weird. I've never tried it on someone who has no feeling down below."
Where are you gonna put that?
She flips you over.
Oh. Never done this before, but all right.
And she kind of measures it up, and she kind of squeezes it down together. You can kind of turn your head a little bit and see a little bit, especially with the eyes kind of being on the side of your heads too. It's a little easier, but you can kind of see her size it down, and you don't really feel anything. And then you do.
Anything?
And you haven't felt down here for a very long time. And what first feels like just a tingling sensation, like long awoken nerves firing up. I'm sorry, long slept nerves waking up. And then it gets a little harder. And then you feel it get a little, like the diameter was first about an inch in diameter, and then it got a little bigger and a little bigger, and you're starting to feel pain down there for the first time that you can remember, period. And she says,
Dude.
actually, roll a con save.
Shit. 16.
You're able to hold it together. You're kind of biting into the pillow a little bit, but you're able to hold on. And she's like, "Shall we keep going?"
Yeah, I got this.
She turns around and walks back to the shelf.
Where'd she going?
And she comes back with something cylindrical.
Oh God.
And says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
As you say yeah, you feel electricity arc all throughout your body, lighting every nerve within you on fire. Even your talons feel the fire going in, and just
wow.
I need a con save with disadvantage.
Pineapple. I'm waiting. Oh my God.
Son of a bitch. 2.
Ouch. You feel this pain racking your body, and you still can't move your legs, but the top half of you is twitching uncontrollably, and it feels like your entire body is just engulfed in this lightning storm of sensation. You take 10 points of damage.
Fuck.
Lightning damage. and I will leave it up to you if you decide to tap out.
Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple.
And she smiles. She goes, "You lasted longer than most." And you start to feel the diameter get smaller and smaller, and then all of a sudden you don't feel anything in the bottom half of your extremities again. The thunderstorm of sensations on the top half is still kind of misfiring randomly, causing you to twitch. A residual effect of whatever she just did, and she flips you over again. She goes, "Your turn." And she climbs on top of you and wiggles her way up, which is not hard for her to do, as she's a Goliath. And she goes, "Don't bite with your beak, please." And just sits down on your face. Roll a performance check.
Sir.
Death by snoo.
Nat 20.
Jesus. On both performances. Yeah, she starts arching, and you do use a little beak. And she finds that very, very nice. I do need a con save. I'm sorry, actually, just a Constitution check with disadvantage, because you're still racking from the experience before, to see how long you can keep up this.
You said with disadvantage?
Yes.
With disadvantage, it's 10.
You're lasting a little bit. She is quite enjoying herself and is done several times before you're able to end with that kind of performance. And she scoots herself down to your hip. And she goes, "Does it work?"
Sometimes.
And she looks down and she says, "I have something for that." And she hops off very quickly, grabs the same from the same area as the expanding diameter that she used on you before, and she brings back
Lesser 4,000.
something that looks pretty similar, except for it does match the girth of your appendage, and you feel sensation in that location again, and immediately are able to perform if you so choose.
Since this is a sensation I have not felt in as long as I can remember, we're going to town.
All right. Knowing that it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't naturally, your performance will be at a disadvantage just because it's kind of an off kilter kind of thing. So go ahead and do performance first. The DC is going to be super low because she's already had a hell of a ride.
Okay, with performance with disadvantage, it's 11.
That's plenty. Now roll a con save since this is a new sensation. With disadvantage because it's a new sensation.
Oh, okay. So with disadvantage, it's 18.
Damn. You are quite enjoying the sensation. And she also is enjoying herself very much. It takes about 3 hours out of the time chunk that you have here to finally get to a point where you're done. And she kind of just lays back, huffing and puffing, out of breath. Sheets completely soaked with sweat, and a little blood.
Not all. Tam may have scratched her back a little bit.
She goes,
Okay,
That
so with
was-
the remaining time, remaining hour,
"Yep."
I'm going to use my tinker tools and fix up my chair before I leave.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I would say you would have the parts of anything that needs to be updated. If there, I don't think you've had any issues with it getting smashed, so the wood's still in relatively good shape. So it's just regular maintenance is fine. Go ahead and roll a tinker's check, a tinker's tool check. So basically, it's a D20 plus your proficiency plus your dexterity.
Shit. Okay.
Silver Freud's got a new wife at the brothel.
Shit. 17 total.
Yeah, that's plenty. You're able to iron out any kinks. You probably had a couple bent rods in the for the wheels that kind of made it a little off balance, but you're able to knock those out pretty well and fix up your wheelchair to brand new.
Sweet.
Sharkbait, are you still awake? Yeah, I think he fell asleep.
Oh, you missed.
Indeed, he did. Poor guy. Henry, during this time, you do hear certain sounds because I think you have the same meditate feature, right? Where you're kind of
Yeah, since
semi-aware.
I'm just the elf, I just literally have to basically sentry watch,
Cool.
but sit and meditate.
Perfect. Yeah, you see people. I mean, these rooms aren't like behind closed doors. You definitely hear the sounds of passion throughout the 4 hours, but you go interrupted. No one comes in and bothers you at all. Everyone seemingly like you can kind of like throughout the rest, you can kind of peek your eyes open just to keep an awareness, and you see everyone kind of making a little wider berth around your entryway as they walk by. But yeah, it goes by 4 hours uninterrupted. You feel well rested.
I think it's only been like 12 hours since everything happened.
Yep.
Well, no, that was yesterday morning, wasn't it?
No, that was this morning. You're still, and it's only probably 4 hours. It was noon when you headed over here, so it's 4 p.m. the same day.
Evening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I still have 12 hours on
Yeah.
this animate dead then. I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna reach in my inside coat pocket and pull out a different journal, and I'm gonna start writing down some notes and things in there, like recapping the day.
Okay. Perfect. Go ahead and roll a history check. And then however you roll will be how good of notes you take.
That is an 11.
All right. So I'll let you determine what an 11 would be. 10 is average. So take that with whatever you want to add to it. So.
I would think it's like a personal journal, so it's kind of just like writing about my adventure. It's for me and what I need to remember or want written down.
Perfect.
So I'm going to write down my recap of yesterday in there and put it back away in my inside jacket pocket.
Perfect. As you finish up, your 4 hours completed. You see the madame kind of walking to each one. She hits yours up first, Dragoon. I would say you got a short rest, Dragoon, since you didn't last very long.
I still performed like hell, though.
Yeah, you sure did. Dr. Philbert Freud, you did not get a short rest. You extended your time throughout.
Exhausted myself.
Yeah, you're not quite exhausted, but you're feeling pretty good. You're definitely going to be super tired tonight. We'll say Sharkbait got a short rest, and Nylar would have gotten a short rest as well. So you guys are heading out into the waiting room. What do you guys want to do?
The madame stopped by my room first, right?
Yes, she did.
I would ask her as she stopped by if she's heard anything about Fin Dizzle.
Yes, I have actually. They told him to go to the bar. They said that you would know what that means.
I do. Thank you so much, madame. Is there something I can do to repay you for this?
Oh no, this is already paid for. Thank you though. I did send word out to Mara about Traka's demise, just so everyone is aware. This changes things with your businesses. He didn't happen to leave a will of testament or something like that.
Could we still continue the business as is, if possible?
Well, from my understanding, it was businesses between Traka and the companies.
Traka can
Ye-
still collect. Henry's gonna insert.
You said it yourself that Traka's no longer here.
I mean, his body is.
Semantics. We will see. It'll depend on each establishment's legal recommendations, but whatever contract was brought up will be examined.
Okay.
And then
Henry's gonna say contract and reach in the bag of holding.
nothing seems to come out.
Does Henry look confused at this point?
Yeah, I feel like Traka would have had the contract in there.
Can I look at him and go and just kind of look at him and go, "You looking for a physical one?"
So the contract, there were a couple contracts. You need to be specific on it. They both can't come out just by saying contract.
Hooker contract.
They are both regarding prostitution.
Contracts.
That would do it, because technically you're asking for contracts, plural. Two contracts come out. And then in the contracts, it specifically states Traka-Mosh. And each establishment. And it lays out the payouts and stuff, which I can send you guys if you want.
Please.
I just got to find it.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell Henry to put those away. I'm gonna be like, well, we have to go back that way anyways and talk. So maybe we can just change the name on the contract. Because business is still going booming, is it not?
Well, I mean, it's not been a month since your last report, so I'm not really sure.
Good point. I guess
And
we'll
he's
see
gonna
then.
interject and say, "Well, maybe you should just change the name to Salty Bastards."
You broke up
I'll
with
get
that.
paid.
Can you say that again?
Henry's gonna interject and say, "Maybe you should change the name to the Salty Old Bastards or whatever your club name is, and your club gets paid."
I'm gonna look at Henry and go, that is a good idea. Thank you for that, but we didn't think of it at the time. Chaka just had a silver tongue and did whatever he did.
I believe if you request an amendment to the contract of each contracted place, they may make adjustments, but again, that will be on a per property or per contract basis.
Could we send word then before we leave of that?
Sure. And she hands you a piece of paper for you to write down whatever you want to write.
Okay, I want to write exactly, change. But I don't even know, honestly, what I would write. I would just...
To unforeseen events happening, we would like to amend the name in the contract to the Salty Old Bastards, as we have currently lost Traka-Mosh to death.
All right.
Are you saying this to me?
Yeah.
Thank you, Henry.
Henry's like a pretty smart, almost
pretty smart dude.
me kind of.
Yeah.
I thank him for that, and I write it down, and then I write it again for the next contract for both of them, and hand them to the madame.
All right. She goes, I will send these off. They obviously have copies of the existing contract. And as soon as I hear back, I will send a messenger to you if I can find you. If not, visit any of the brothels around, and I'm sure you'll find one of us to get word. We'll just leave word everywhere.
Okay. And thank you so much.
And she kind of, she's like, I have ways to get emergency communique between each of the brothels. So, if I were looking for you, I would leave a message to everyone around.
I like how you work.
She kind of nods and says, "Is there anything else?"
I don't think so at the moment.
Well, Henry, zombies, sharkbait, dragoon, Dr. Filbert Freud, and Nylar. As always, it's been a pleasure. Come back and see us.
Will do. And then I guess we would leave at that point.
All right. Are you heading back to the bar?
Yeah.
All right. Doesn't take you long, about 20 minutes to get there, and you come in, and ironically, Finn Dizzle's in the same spot that you guys kind of left, but he's surrounded by empty cups, empty pint glasses, with ale residue still lingering, and as you guys kind of approach him, he goes, "Oh, there's them salty old bastards."
I'm going to
where you
send
guys
Traka
been?
over to sit down. And Traka go sit down across from Finn Dizzle.
Too soon, Henry. Too soon.
Apparently, so I rolled for composure with disadvantage because he is drunk. It was a 19 and then a natural 1.
Fuck.
Finn Dizzle
Oh shit!
jumps up, and a smell immediately hits you all of feces, and he looks down.
Henry's taking notes. Oh,
He looks around and goes, "Oh,
Finn Dizzle.
he was dead."
Calm. Finn Dizzle.
What?
Finn Dizzle.
What's going on?
Finn Dizzle. Calm down for a sec.
What? And then
Think logically for 1 second. And I want to throw charisma on that as I'm telling him that.
being jumped up and the smell hitting him, I rolled for a con save for him to see if he can hold on to his contents, and it was a 14 and then a 4. As you step up, he goes and just pukes everywhere, filling some of the glasses back up partially. Make a dexterity save, Dragoon, since you were walking up to him.
22.
You're able to actually sidestep it for the most part. You get a little splash on you, but nothing terrible. And Finn Dizzle's wife...
Finn Dizzle, go upstairs. First, go shout, go bathe, clean yourself up, get yourself respectful, then come back down. We need to have a discussion.
And with that, we will pick up there from next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks everyone for joining us. I hope you all enjoyed it. As you can tell, viewer discretion is advised, as I say at the end of this episode. We're very much adult oriented, so don't let your kids listen. Check out our merch store. It is laughoutlour.com. We have t-shirts, yoga pants, pillows. We have pretty much everything besides stickers, which I'm working on.
Get your merch.
Yeah, so head over there, get your merch. You can subscribe to us, which helps us out. It pays our server costs for podcast hosting. So head over there for that. Or if you'd like to subscribe, please do that. Or just buy something from the store, and we get the proceeds from those as well. head over to our Discord. We have a couple games in there. We just kind of chill out. We'd love to see some new faces in there. Just type in !Discord in our chat on Twitch at any time to get access to it. Even if we're offline, that command will still work. And then we'll be back on Sunday for Stormhaven. We were off this last Sunday for Memorial Day. So we hope you guys had a good Memorial Day, and thanks for kind of holding off on it for us. And I think that's all my announcements. Do you guys have anything left?
No.
All right. With that, have a good night. Wow, I cannot think of our outro now, guys. Be kind to each other. Do something nice for someone tomorrow. Love each other, but most importantly, love yourselves. Have a good night. And fuck cancer.
Okay.
Cancer.